During the final excavation on Oak Island, researchers made a dreadful discovery. It will alter everything we thought we knew about the enigmatic past of the island. Prepare to uncover the Oak Island mystery that has captivated treasure hunters for centuries. Let's immediately begin the video. Oak Island has been the site of numerous intriguing discoveries over the years, including fragments of ancient parchment, chunks of rusty iron, and even a stone with intricate engravings. However, we now have some mind-blowing updates regarding the horrifying discovery made during excavation on Oak Island. Join us as we explore the mysteries of Oak Island and unearth the truth about this extraordinary discovery. As soon as the television program The Curse of Oak Island made a horrifying discovery at the bottom of the money pit, the situation rapidly deteriorated. The Oak Island personnel closely monitored the B4C shaft excavation in the money pit region. As the crew approached a depth of approximately 90 feet, they detected abundant traces of silver and gold. The team's astounding discovery sparked intense speculation that they may have discovered the approximate location of the mysterious money pit or stumbled upon a network of tunnels that could lead to a hidden treasure chamber. Despite having reached the most thrilling phase of the excavation, the team remained resolute and unyielding, refusing to give up until the objective was reached. The team's confidence increased when they discovered a 90-foot deep tunnel, which they interpreted as a sign that they were coming closer to the original money pit. They were unfazed by the arduous voyage they had undertaken thus far, fueled by their unwavering conviction that their dogged pursuit was bringing them closer to discovering the legendary secrets concealed deep within the mysterious money pit. Frightful discovery at Oak Island during final excavation has been an exciting journey for those who appreciate witnessing the discovery of historical artifacts. The team had been anxiously awaiting progress in the excavation of the money pit region in the hopes of discovering the elusive treasure that has fascinated generations. Every time they dug, they awaited the next scoop or grasp with bated breath, hoping it would be the breakthrough they had been seeking. As they dug deeper, the team discovered scattered fragments of wood that formed a crucial historical puzzle. Among the dispersed remains, they discovered a large and impressive iron object that appeared to be from a bygone era, perhaps as far back as the 1700s. This fortunate discovery provided a glimmer of optimism, indicating that they were moving closer to their ultimate objective, the legendary money pit. However, their journey to unveil the mysteries concealed beneath the surface of the earth took an unexpected turn. At the by the University of York throughout Europe, they date back to the Roman era, proving that this technology is not new. Immediately, focus on the kiln on Lot 5. Observing the proximity to the water is intriguing. Regardless, let's dissect this and have some fun. First, visualize the mysterious setting in which we find ourselves. This location may be optimal for a covert operation. What if we told you a kiln could be hidden there? A kiln indeed. Consider alternative applications for this kiln before imagining a group of potters creating exquisite pottery. Our minds are racing and we are thinking about pipelines. Pipes indeed. This excellent hypothesis proposes Oak Island may contain a system of flood tunnels. What is this then? This is supported by evidence such as the valve and the cavity beneath the trapdoor. In this case, things are becoming increasingly intriguing. Perhaps intelligent infrastructure is used to construct the underground tunnels. They may be developing a hydraulic system to control the flow of water. However implausible it may seem, let's experiment with it anyway. It is prudent to use pipelines instead of open tunnels. The island's rugged terrain was only marginally suitable for tunneling. If water were to flow through certain areas, they might erode or collapse. Why then not utilize pipes to maintain a constant flow without endangering a collapse? At this point, things become even more pleasurable. Let's investigate the origins of pottery, my companion. We are discussing a technique that has existed since Roman times: clay pipes. Before, these pipelines were formed around a wooden structure, but it was difficult to connect them seamlessly. They ingeniously employed the potter's wheel, which originated in ancient Samaria around 3500 BCE. Incredible, right? Nevertheless, there's more. We should talk about glazing. You know, the protective layer that prevents water from permeating clay and causing damage to ceramics. Roman glazing techniques were extraordinarily inventive. They utilized salt, lead, and tin, invented later, to create an impregnable, complex covering. At this point, things begin to become somewhat chaotic. A pottery instructor asserts that adding saline or ocean water to clay causes its surface to bloom. The kiln firing process produces a beautiful salt patina. Can you imagine the ancient Romans using ocean water to produce these beautiful orange peel textured pipes? Mind-blowing. Let's discuss the pottery object discovered by Laird on the island. Laird believed Rick and Marty discovered the treasure after months of drilling and scouring. On this island, the crew has been searching for the so-called treasure, and there appears to be a breakthrough. Marty, Lagina, and Rick have arrived at the money pit to assess the progress of the garden shaft probe drilling operation. After approximately 3 inches of drilling, they attained the desired depth. When they reached a depth of approximately 93 feet, they believed they had arrived at the precise location, absolutely perfect in every way. After reaching what is believed to be the approximate depth of the tunnel that leads directly west into the potential treasure zone, the most pressing questions now are whether or not they will be able to find the structure and whether or not they will be able to investigate what it may contain. They believed it was the last day on Earth. In addition, there was absolutely no uncertainty about it. They had to pack up their possessions because they would only be actively searching for approximately half a day. They decided to disassemble the parts and investigate further, today at the very least before sunset. They removed the rods and began cleaning out the file, while simultaneously placing everything in a container and evaluating the situation to determine what was visible. Oak Island most assuredly does not readily divulge her secrets. They were anxious to collect any and all information they could find and, if possible, determine what the piece of wood was that was buried at the bottom of the garden shaft. After drawing a blank, a team member was confident that he had struck wood on the northern side of the board, despite drawing a blank previously. He was able to access the tunnel despite not being directly struck by the bullet. Nevertheless, he was not directly struck by the gunfire. Then, they proposed that they could use it to project the tunnel's line if they simply approached it from the side. This occurred after they realized it was feasible. They had not yet conducted a bottom inspection to determine the precise location of the tunnel at this point. After donning their protective gear, they descended the shaft. Even if they had contemplated it, they never in their wildest imaginings could have predicted that this moment would occur. After so much time, it was almost as if they were reliving a childhood fantasy. Now, in an effort to excavate these treasures, they are venturing into the money pit's depths, putting themselves in the same predicament as those who have come before them for literally hundreds of years. Despite the fact that time is running out, this problem will not be resolved in the immediate future. It is likely that whatever was intended to be discovered in this shaft was set there deliberately to facilitate its discovery. At this time, they believed that utilizing a metal detector would be advantageous in some manner. They only had a small amount of time left, so they decided to ask an experienced team member to use metal detecting equipment and investigate the cavity to see what they could find. Finally, it appears that they may be getting closer to finding the actual treasure. The landscape gave the appearance of being from the Middle Ages. During the reign of the Templars, it was almost as if they were imprisoned in a confinement within a fortress. They were still attempting to determine what was in the hole, but they had a suspicion that it contained a large number of modern nails and wire. They were extremely fortunate to have the CTX 3030, which not only allowed them to discover this but also featured all the bells and sirens associated with distinguishing features. They made immediate contact with something, but it was not a target composed of non-ferrous materials. They speculated it could be gold, silver, or even copper, but could not be certain. Is it conceivable that they discovered traces of the fabled treasure that was supposedly buried on Oak Island's murky soil? The very bottom of the garden shaft, only a few feet below the surface of the ground. It's also conceivable that the signals are being sent through what is believed to be a tube that runs west towards the infant blob and is approximately 10 feet below the surface. It is a bittersweet moment because Dumas does not have the legal permits to extend the shaft deeper at this time of year, and they cannot risk the future of the project or the safety of their team by attempting to breach the bottom of the shaft to explore what could be dangerously unstable ground below the level of elation when they describe a non-ferrous hit. However, the discovery of a non-ferrous strike indicates the presence of a non-ferrous metal, which is cause for celebration. Dumas does not have the legal permissions to extend the shaft further at this time of the year, so the event is both thrilling and disappointing. At this time of year, the shaft can no longer be extended. It is extremely disheartening to realize that this objective cannot be achieved. Both the glacial tumulus system and the series of water-filled anhydrite holes that lie beneath Oak Island may be responsible for the periodic inundation of the pit. Oak Island is situated on top of a glacially formed tumulus system. Oak Island consists of a collection of glacial tumuli. This type of limestone is extremely susceptible to dissolution in the presence of water. Consequently, this process can result in the formation of caverns and other natural cavities. Near the excavation pit, bedrock may be encountered at depths spanning from 38 to 45 meters, 125 to 148 feet. People have been seeking for treasures and artifacts since the 18th century and have made numerous attempts to do so. The Holy Grail, Shakespearean manuscripts, pirate treasure, and the Ark of the Covenant are examples of the types of artifacts that have been suggested to be located on the island. In addition to the Holy Cross and the Holy Spire, it has been hypothesized that other objects exist on the island. According to a widely held theory, the Holy Grail and the Ark of the Covenant were both interred on the island by the Knights Templar. Several items that were initially discovered on the island have progressively made their way to the island's surface over the years. Several of these objects have been subjected to carbon dating, and the results indicate that their ages span from the hundreds to the thousands of years. Enjoying this video so far? Have you yet subscribed? Be sure to do this and enable post notifications to be notified when the next discovery video becomes available. The Lagena brothers would almost certainly receive the preponderance of the wealth. The first piece of information we possess is that the treasure trove license encompasses the current Oak Island search being conducted by the Lagena brothers. This government regulation's insatiable desire for answers, the Lagena brothers and their companions prepared to delve even deeper, prepared to confront the mysteries that awaited them. Each step drew them closer to uncovering the centuries-old secrets that had been concealed. Their determination was fueled by their unwavering pursuit of the treasure, which had captivated the minds of innumerable explorers before them. The group developed a novel strategy based on their previous findings. They decided to concentrate their efforts on investigating the mysterious stone-paved area in the swamp because they believed it would provide important clues as to the location of the treasure. Using advanced ground-penetrating radar technology, they scanned the surface of the swamp, revealing anomalies that may indicate the presence of concealed chambers or tunnels. The ground-penetrating radar surveys uncovered a remarkable discovery, a network of interconnected tunnels beneath the swamp. The crew realized that these tunnels may hold the key to unlocking Oak Island's final secrets. The crew was filled with anticipation as they prepared to investigate these underground passages, knowing that they were on the verge of a significant discovery. With their specialized equipment and protective gear, the crew entered the recently unearthed tunnels with courage. The ambiance inside was damp and unsettling, which amplified their feelings of excitement and danger. As they progressed deeper into the complex labyrinth, they discovered shards of tools, signs of human habitation, and cryptic symbols etched into the tunnel walls. Each step brought them closer to the long-awaited revelation. After years of arduous searching, the team uncovered a secret chamber concealed deep within the tunnels. As they cautiously opened the chamber door, they were dumbfounded by what they saw. They stood there in awe as they encountered the ultimate prize they had tirelessly sought. The treasure that had evaded them for what seemed like an eternity suddenly materialized before their eyes. It was an awe-inspiring sight, a collection of dazzling jewels, each glistening in its own brilliant hue. Alongside them were artifacts that told tales of long-vanished civilizations. The containers were brimming with unfathomable riches, including gold and silver that glistened with unrivaled opulence. After years of effort, the Oak Island curse was ultimately resolved. Their perseverance and diligence paid off as they uncovered secrets that had been concealed for centuries. In that moment of triumph, they felt a mixture of pleasure and relief, knowing that their perseverance had led to the discovery of a lifetime. Click the subscribe button if the video has piqued your interest thus far. The discovery of the treasure on Oak Island was not only a triumph for the Lagena brothers and their team, but also a demonstration of human tenacity and the enduring appeal of adventure.